Where have you gone? I'll find you, whatever it takes. This is where you were. Pyra!
Sorry, Rex. I couldn't tell you. Because... I got an invitation to join Smash!
So, Pyra and Mythra have finally been confirmed in Smash. Oh boy, when that reveal trailer hit, I was absolutely flabbergasted. Like, how could any Xenoblade fan expect it after Rex got a Mii fighter costume? Both Pyra and Mythra were spirits, and it seemed the chances were pretty much close to zero. But holy crap, the absolute madman did it! He finally put them in Smash. However, there has been many backlash to this event. Many people of the Smash community are complaining that another anime sword fighter got in, or that they are just anime girls with boobs. But that's where the game Xenoblade Chronicles 2 begs to differ. So, to begin, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is a JRPG with a heavy emphasis on exploration, doing quests, and collecting core crystals that, when interacting with one, summons a companion that gives you some type of weapon, such as a sword, an axe, and a spear, and a freaking cannon that shoots a beam of energy known as Ether, or the type of magic in the universe. Anyway, before I get into the game itself, you probably hate Mythra / Pyra because they are an RPG character, and you probably don't like the style of RPGs. How they are based on numbers, slow and long story, and repetitive gameplay. But there's one important factor that I think Xenoblade 2 can help pull you in, and that's the music. Oh god, the music in this game absolutely slaps. Like, it feels like you're listening to an upbeat concert every second. So take a listen to this. Yeah, that's just the battle theme. Here's the music to one of the areas. This rock music is just for when you're walking around and exploring. It's awesome. But here's another piece of serene music. That piece was just for one of the main menus. It's insane how hard this original soundtrack goes. If you don't easily get into RPGs, you can at least take the time to listen to the soundtrack because the songs are so intricate and the composers put in a lot of care into it, and it shows. Okay, I'll end it off with an underrated song for a mini boss that appears twice. Alright, if the music was good enough to bring you in, time to talk about the gameplay. Like I stated, it's an RPG. So at first, gameplay is going to be slow because you start off with one blade, known as Pyra. But then as the story progresses, the game will allow you to collect other blades, and soon you'll have a variety of weapons to choose, and usually you're lucky enough to get rare blades. These characters are more unique than standard weapons. They have unique skills, and they even get their own quests with cutscenes, and there's a lot of rare blades to collect. And yeah, it is based on RNG, but if you're not a completionist, awesome. You can just interpret your story in your own way. For example, the main story might have a good stopping point in between chapters. That's a perfect time to do a quest with one of your rare blades. Okay, so that's just the blades and their stories. This game may not have hundreds of quests like Xenoblade 1, but I think they are better quality because it's not just fetch quests. You get to explore more of the countries known as Titans. So you really get to understand how the world builds itself through the interaction of quests. Now that's just the exploration part. The gameplay, the meat of it. Oh boy, I will try my best to explain it because the game certainly does not have the best tutorials. So, when you initiate a battle, your character starts auto-attacking, and as you attack, you build up your arts, which are mini attacks, but if you tilt the joystick in a way that after your first auto-attack hit occurs, it cancels it. The auto-attack as if you're sidestepping or perfect pivoting and smash if you want to call it. This will allow swinging your weapon faster than usual. This in turn builds up your arts faster, and if you keep using your arts, you build up your specials faster. And specials are the big boy attacks that have unique effects depending on the blade and level of it. When you use a special, an element path will show up, helping you know which path you want to take by going from 1 level special, 2 level special, and then 3 level special. And depending on the element, it will do a neat effect but big damage, and that's just the blade combo. Using your arts can create a driver combo, and that is using an art with a break effect, which helps your party deal damage. Then use a topple effect which knocks the enemy to the ground, then use a launch art to send them into the air, and then finally, once you consecutively use those arts in that order, end it with a smash effect for insane damage, health potions, and free loot. But with each stage of the driver combo, more damage your party deals as the stage is occurring. But there's more. Back to blade combo. If you do enough blade combos, elemental orbs will appear, and after your party gauge is built up from just progressing in a fight, you can do a chain attack and allow each of your party members to do a special, and if you hit the enemy with an opposing element of the orb, like they have a water orb and you hit it with fire orb, vice versa in this game, it increases chances of breaking the orb and extending your chain attack. Basically, this mechanic of driver combo and blade combo and chain attack makes you feel like an action game like Devil May Cry 5, making up your own blade combos because of your variety of elements that you're allowed to use. It really starts to get addicting mid-game after you get a feel for which blades you like. And yeah, there is a tier list, but if you're playing on normal, no worries about the blades you're using because the game isn't too difficult after grasping these mechanics. And that's about mostly everything about the mechanics. There are plenty of videos on YouTube if you want to know more or if I did a poor job at explaining it, but that's about it. Next, it's important to know that Pyro and Mythra have a lot going, and it's not just their, Important and unique perspective they carry is that they stopped a war from an evil man, Malus, but they cost many lives because they could not control their powers, and they even sunk a titan, so they were sealed for a long time until man with no drip, Rex, pulled up and finally opened Pyro up back to the world. And as the story progresses, you get to see Rex and Pyro care for each other because that's the relationship between Driver and the Blade. They must work together to prevail in their fight. And Pyro's end goal is to get to the sacred place called Elysium, because eventually all of the Titans are dying, and Elysium is the hope for a place that everyone can live and flourish in prosperity. These dynamic characters really help create a story to help you feel immersed and feel like you're making an impact on the world they live in as you play. But Rex and his character voice acting as well. But Malus, the bad guy, oh my god, his voice is so well done.
Hurry up and do it! Hey, Brett! Don't even think about touching that! Oh, for the love of... What the... Can't be! Made himself the Aegis and driver! You little shit! Get out of the way, Nia! Have you gone mad? You're starting to piss me off! What's that?
It makes Rex look like an amateur in terms of voice acting. Malus really knows how to make a conviction and sell his narrative because his voice and character fits way too well and real to be a fictional character. Honestly, his voice acting as well as a few others are another selling point of the story, and since we're talking about the antagonist Malus, there's another antagonist, and he's my favorite character, Jin. So before I talk about him, I will try my best not to spoil the story, but skip to this time to avoid spoilers. Oh my god, Jin is an absolute treasure. His backstory is he was a partner with a girl called Laura, and back then, 500 years ago, Jin and the girl fought in the war with Pyra against Malus, but after the war's conflict stirred up more trouble in the world, and Pyra was sealed away after the war, Jin and Laura were left helpless, and well, for them to survive, Jin had to sacrifice Laura to gain enough power. Don't question how this works, it does. I'm trying to avoid spoilers anyway. To fight off their enemies, Jin had lost the only person he cared and loved for because of Pyra's absence. More info about their story during the war can be found in the DLC. Jin in the story of Xenoblade 2 is shown to be this heartless man with sadness in his look. Jin is broken, and the only way he's fixing himself is by teaming up with the bad guy Malus because he no longer sees hope for humanity after experiencing the war and the aftermath conflicts. He just wants his suffering to end by taking it out on the world. This is quite interesting take on an antagonist because he's trying to destroy humanity in the world that was created, but you have to feel sorrow for him and understand what he's been through. And that characterization is what I love about Jin. And also because his design is like Sephiroth, and with the katana, it is super speed like Virgil, and my favorite sword is a katana, so yeah, he's awesome in terms of character and design. Alright, that's the main points of why I love Xenoblade 2. The bopping music, the thrilling gameplay, and the characters has created this surreal piece of entertainment to enrich its audience. And I hope my feelings and thoughts can help those who think Pyra/Mythra's inclusion is so stupid because they're an anime sword fighter, but there's so much more to me. I'm happy they're in Smash because usually when a new character is in Smash, that makes people want to play the game they're from. For example, Joker came into Smash and I never touched Persona 5, but Smash gave me that nudge to try it and I've never regretted it. So give Xenoblade 2 a chance or not. I'm honestly happy they are in Smash so I can select them and know they are representing an amazing game and its series.